Alright, welcome back everybody, and welcome to the finals of the TLS Qualifier number 4. Our first Terran to qualify for the TLS is going to be playing right here a best of 3, a TVZ. Of course, that means it's our first TVZ as well in the finals. And one of the few TVZs we've seen overall anyway, just because of the lack of Gosu Terrans, unfortunately. So I'm very, very excited for this matchup. Now, so both of these players have already qualified for the TLS. The only question is now who gets to pick their group for the round of 24, the first round of the actual tournament. So that is a group stage where everybody gets put into groups of 4, and the winners of each qualifier gets to pick which group they go into. So you can choose, based on your best matchup or which players you're good against or anything like that. Basically, give yourself an advantage. So yeah, pretty important to actually to take this series.
Yeah, it really is, and it does make all the difference because it's not like these guys are just playing kind of for the lulz, as you would say in this final stage. It's for real stuff, and it really makes a difference in the next stage of the tournament. But of course, they both qualified already, so it's just a matter of kind of placing an advantage in the next stage. But yeah, it's going to be good. We're going to see some high-level Terran versus Zerg, and presumably this is going to be the highest-level TVZ we've seen so far, given this is the final of a qualifier, so this has got to be the best, and that's, theoretically proven, right?
I would expect so as well, again. I would expect so. But before we can go into the series, I want to give another huge shout-out to our sponsors, Razer and Twitch. Thank you so much for making this happen, for providing all the lovely prize pool, of course. This qualifier is for our first TLS, which has a $500 prize pool, but we have a series of tournaments, so there's going to be 3 TLS tournaments with $500 each, and then there's going to be a big tournament at the end with $2,000 prize pool. To be honest, I'm not sure the exact details, but basically I think people who place highly in these TLS tournaments will be seeded into that one, and then I'm sure there'll be some more qualifiers as well for that. So yeah, lots of good Brood War action to come, guys. Don't worry, it's not just this one tournament.
This is going to be a huge amount, and I've seen people getting a bit confused as this has been going on. People confused: is this the main tournament? Do you get money for winning a qualifier? I know you don't, but as I'll just explain, there is going to be so much Brood War to watch, and there's going to be plenty to play for you and everybody else. So don't worry about lack of content.
That's right. So I think with that, we can go into our final series then. You ready, Elegant?
You can. Oh, I'm so ready. Julia versus Andrey. It's going to be good.
All right, here we go. Our first TVZ of the finals, starting now.
We good?
So, I'm going to start.
Yeah, that's it.
At the top left, as the white Zerg, we have SA Julia. At the top right, as the orange Terran, we have Jim Bag. Major apologies for that. XSplit crashed on me. I'm sorry. It's been happening every qualifier, actually. I don't know what's going on. And always right before the finals or during the finals. It's crazy,
yeah,
man. It's crazy.
Always at a critical moment. Although, what moment isn't critical?
I mean, basically, I think Dustin Browder has some kind of, he's downloaded some little script that'll crash my XSplit or something. He's basically like a script kiddie pretending to be a hacker. He's trying to sabotage us. Ah, curse you, Dustin Browder.
That's what's happening to my. Yeah, that's what's happening to my Brood War as well. I think we've cracked it, so it's all a big conspiracy. I swear to God. And oh my God, someone in the chat points out that orange top right sale. Are you seeing this?
I am indeed. Oh, is this color theory? Is this color theory?
Yeah, this is color theory.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget your color theory, sale. I mean, that's like one of the most important things in Brood War.
Dude, I was paying too much attention to. Well, okay. Well, here's the thing, right? It doesn't matter that Andrey's orange because not only does yellow hard counter orange, but when there is a power outage, we award the win to the Zerg. So we're gonna watch these replays, but Julia has actually received the free win because he's Zerg and his opponent is Terran, in fact. So we're good. fine.
when you said orange doesn't matter, I thought you'd better have a damn good explanation for saying that. But you know what you did, you pulled it out of the bag. And you surprised me. What was the pool? I mean, was it an overpool? Yeah, it was an overpool. Damn it. Damn it,
right.
I think...
You've got 2 more games to see a 9-pool elegant. It'll happen, I promise.
I don't know, my hopes are feeling so
or maybe
shattered
2 more
today.
games, I actually don't know. 2 or 3 more games. Oh wait, no. 1
Yeah.
or 2 more games.
Like
Damn,
1 or 2.
Numbers, man. I don't know how they work.
You're getting too kind of caught up in the idea of a final. It's got to be like best of 5. No. We're still on best of 3 here. Cool your boots. Cool your boots. It's okay. Both these guys... Oh, the scout's going to meet in the middle. Look at that. Just bumping heads right there and going round one another. Did you ever hear the story about... what was it called? It was a Dr. Seuss book, the Zacks. And they're like... they're 2 dudes who meet in the desert. And they're both so stubborn that they just stand opposite each other because neither of them will move in a different direction.
Wait, what? Who wrote this book? What?
It's a Dr. Seuss book. It's
Really?
called the Zacks.
I've never heard of it. That's weird, because I'm a big fan of Dr. Seuss.
You just read it, because that's what I always imagine happening to scouts when they meet in the middle. It's just like both of them become uber stubborn, and one of them just like, no, I'm not moving in any direction other than north, and the other one says, no, I'm only going south, and so they stand there literally forever, and the world changes around them.
Well, it is quite funny how like units in Brood War can run into each other and do that awkward dance where they both go in the same direction a few times before moving past. You know, kind of like you do in real life when you kind of, walking down the street and you kind of walk into somebody, and you do that awkward thing.
Yeah,
See, it doesn't happen in SE2, but in Brood War, man, we like to mimic reality.
Exactly, it's more of a simulation of awkwardness. And right now we have a few Lings coming towards the front, but I wouldn't imagine there's going to be any danger. We have 5 Marines ready and waiting. The Lings kind of fancy their chances, but I really don't recommend this. Continuing to produce more... Oh no, I thought you continued to produce more Zerglings, but that was just one got a bit left behind to kill the scouting SCV. But yeah, they're going to be absolutely fine. We have the CC going down already as well, so no more 1-base Terran stuff right now from Ray. Just going to be going for a more normal fast expand orientated kind of thing.
Indeed, we are going to see a 2-hatch from a Zerg, 2-hatch Muta, I would imagine. Ooh,
yeah,
this is cute. You can do a double barracks block on Jade. I didn't know that. Cool.
Awesome.
Now, I assume that's link tied above the top barracks, but it's obviously not between the 2 barracks. But that's fine. That's very easy to defend now. That's quite nice. I like it.
Yeah. I think that's going to be link tie above the barracks. Anyway, I guess we probably won't find out because there's no way these Lings are going to be getting through anyway. There's way too many Marines there. That's already quite a high concentration of Marines, though. I think we're going to need to see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having a bit of a thought.
I think the problem is it's too dangerous to actually move out too far with these Marines. I mean, only Flash can actually walk across the map with Marines at this point in the game and win. So barring any games against Flash, I think the Zerg should generally feel fairly comfortable here. Even if the Terran pokes out to try and scare him a bit, at most it'll force a sunken, which I think it's already done here. Yeah, he is making a sunken colony, and with that, there's really nothing these Marines can do before some medics come out to heal them up. So he's actually moving out though. So let's actually see how far he goes. The Lings, he just ran right by the Lings.
Wow, okay, so the Lings must surely know that the Marines are moving out. There are 2 which kind of run the risk of getting a little bit caught, and it looks like the Marines are going to be able to circumvent the Lings, but they're going to come straight back and just have a bit of a crack at them. It looks like he was just doing a little bit of manoeuvring, not actually trying to pose any real threat as of yet. Both the barracks lift him off and going to head back into the main, so he's going to lose a little bit of production time there, but not too much. He does already have a decent number of Marines out, so he should be entirely safe. And going for the 3 colony defense right here at the front, they're looking at a little bit about this Marine count.
Yeah, this is bad. Don't do this, please. Don't lift your barracks. I mean, I guess inevitably he had to do it to get his Marines out, but I guess in hindsight, doing that double barracks block probably isn't that good and necessary. Maybe he was just scared because there were a few extra Zerglings being made at the beginning of the game, so he didn't want to lose the lane all in. But yeah, losing that amount of production time, even though it doesn't look like that much, that's that's basically the production time of a Marine or a medic or something. So it's basically like now your army is 2 Marines smaller or something like that, which can actually play a pretty significant impact if you're going to try and do some kind of early mid-game timing here.
Yeah, it really can. It can definitely make a difference because when you're operating on small army counts such as this, then yeah, of course it matters. The Marines really are quite good for what they are. So you wouldn't want to be without when you could have when he could have the extra. Instead, he now has 4 medics mixed in with his army, so that's actually quite a significant concentration. That's going to be enough to keep those Marines alive for quite a long time. Julia, meanwhile, only morphing 2 of those because it's not a third. I think that's a good idea because I doubt he'll need the third, and if he does need it, he'll always know as those Marines are on the way across the map anyway. And yeah, he's just going to do a little bit of poking out, I think, but I wouldn't imagine doing any real danger as the mutas are already out on the map.
Yep, and he is getting +1 air attack, so he's going to go with some pretty hardcore muta aggression. By the way, a quick point about these barracks. Baku mentioned in the chat that if those barracks had still been at the natural when the mutas came, it would have been very hard to defend because then he would have barracks in his main and barracks at his natural and had to defend those 2 points rather than just defend the one production facility point along those 2 mineral lines. So in that sense, it was actually kind of necessary for him to actually move back to the main. So thank you for pointing that out. I recruited Bakuryu as my strategic advisor for the cast. So basically what happens is he says smart things and I copy them and pretend that I'm smart. So just pretend that I came up with that.
Oh, that's really good. I need one of those.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to recruit somebody for next week. We actually have a little bit of action with the Marines getting stuck on the ramp right there, and the mutas are going to be able to do some pretty decent damage if they're microed correctly. Some nice micro is coming out right here from Julia, so he will be able to take out a few Marines. There's missile turrets in the natural mineral line, probably going to be enough though. 2 missile turrets, a bit.
Oh, looks like one of the mutas does go down already though, but causing some SCV stacking. So they're just running around this, this turret rather amusingly. Meanwhile, it looks like Lurker research is actually almost done already. So despite the fact that he got +1 attack for his mutas and appeared to be going for some pretty heavy muta harass, he's actually excuse me, gone for pretty quick lurkers as well. But a scan does actually see 2 hydras, so Andrey knows that lurkers are incoming. Meanwhile, a third base just now established by the Zerg player, but he hasn't really done too much economic damage so far. I mean, he did a bit of harassment out of natural, but really when you go for a 2-hatch muta, especially if you're going to get +1 attack like that, you really need to do a bit more damage than this, I think, to the Terran. It's not like when you go 3-hatch muta where you can just kind of pin the Terran back, but it doesn't actually matter if you do too much damage.
No, I think he definitely needs to do more damage than this. I think you're right. He's done pretty negligible economic damage. He's managed to pick off a few Marines, not really enough. Definitely not enough to mitigate this push that's coming across the map now towards him, which is looking quite scary. And he might even have to throw down another emergency colony or 2. His Queen's Nest is morphing in his natural as well, so that's going to be in pretty severe danger pretty quickly. Although, to be frank, if the Marines get that far, he's pretty much dead anyway. And we're almost losing an Overlord middle map there as well. Those lurkers coming in just in time. He should have just enough to defend these Marines, but you never quite know what's going to happen if there's a really good Marine split and bad lurker positioning.
Oh, the Marines! They're running right into the lurkers, and they lose. Looks like almost a control group of Marines right there. So, and there's way too many lurkers, so now Andrey knows he can't actually move in right now. But these mutas are almost out of commission. Looks like there's only 4 left. There's not even enough to one-shot SCVs anymore. And there was one SCV running around the bottom left. I'm not actually sure if he's seen this bottom right third hatchery, because if he goes down there, he can pretty easily kill that. Looks like a bit more skirmishing going on in the middle of the map, of course. Very common sight to see kind of lurkers engaging Marines. But without link support, though, it's slightly risky. Like with a good spread and a scan here, I think he could actually take out these 3 lurkers in the middle of the map right now. They're not really in good positions.
Yeah, I think he definitely could. I mean, I don't know why he's not really going for this. Maybe he's just not confident enough in his micro, but the chance is definitely there for him to do so, especially once his reinforcements come in. I hope he's going to make a go of that. And right now, Julia is looking weak at home. I mean, I know it's characteristic of Zerg to look weak at this point. He's looking especially kind of thin at the back, especially with those 3 lurkers kind of ineffectually sitting in the middle and just kind of wandering around, not really looking at any kind of decent position at all. And so if Dre gets wise to that, then he could very easily take those out.
By the way, there is a second factory going up in Dre's base, and he's getting siege mode now, so I think he's going to go for some pretty hardcore mass siege tank supported mid-game attack here, which is going to be very, very difficult for Julia to defend because, you know, he's kind of short on hatcheries. He's just now getting the 3rd hatchery in his main. Well, that is his 4th hatchery overall, but the units from the bottom left won't be able to come support any kind of attack on the natural too soon. But oh my god, Lurkers somehow running straight into the natural. You're going to burrow on top of the siege tank. Marines coming in to support. There's the scamper. They're running in a line. It's going to be very, very dangerous. Oh my god, the Marines is charging in here. This is going to lose so many of these Marines, but it looks like able to take down the tanks. Sorry, the Lurkers. Oh, but a final shot on the Marines skewers a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that was nasty, nasty stuff. He had to basically just run directly onto Qualifier in pretty much the most disadvantageous way possible. And I'm kind of tempted to say that was actually good use of those lurkers. I mean, I would have liked to see them get a few more STVs, but I guess they didn't really have time. They did manage to get one tank and a lot of Marines for their trouble. I'm not quite sure if it was worth it, but definitely quite close to being so for Julia. And in any case, it does buy him a bit of time to get some extra defenses up at home and to get that greater spire happening as well. So he's definitely going to be morphing those 4 remaining Mutilas into something a little bit more useful, almost definitely into Guardians behind that natural right there, where of course he can range down the missile turrets and start taking out SCVs too. SCVs, which is still a little bit of a slim commodity. I mean, Andrey really not looking incredibly.
Stop lurkers! Stop lurkers! Stop lurkers!
Oh no!
Oh, gun stop! Kill it! Kill him! What are you doing? Kill them all! Kill them all! Oh, beautiful! It's so beautiful! Oh god! Yes, that is indeed fun, Jimbag. I agree. That is very, very fun. Yes, that is the right word. That's exactly the word I'm looking for. And yes, Elegant, you're right about the Guardians. The Greatest Spire is about to finish. Those 4 mutants in the back will be morphed. But what a huge blow to Andrey's army. I can't believe he did it. Like, that is actually a fairly risky move, because right now the science facility is already done. The first vessel just popped. If Andrey had waited for that first vessel before moving out, those lurkers, he would have basically gotten a bunch of free shots on the lurkers because he could obviously just detect them, right?
Yeah.
So, but the fact that he went for the 2 factory first, I think delayed his science vessel just a little bit there. And I don't know how Julia picked up on it, or there was just like a calculated risk there. But man, oh, those stop lurkers, that's what I'm talking about.
I love when stop lurkers work. It's just such a thing of terrible beauty. We now have these Guardians popping out, and I don't know what Dre is going to do about those. He just produced a dropship. He would need a Wraith to effectively deal with this. I don't think he has an Irradiator. At least he doesn't have one ready. As of yet, those Guardians are able to range down the missile turrets, although choosing not to, almost losing a Guardian to a missile turret right there, and the remainder seem to be drifting almost into range of the missile turret, so slight mistake in micro, but nonetheless, he has forced the complete shutdown of that base right there, and he is moving out across the map with a huge force of Lurker, Ling, and Defiler, and he's about to get into his opponent's natural. Dre hasn't even scouted this. He doesn't even know this is happening at all, and Dre knows the deal.
Andrey, he was running back with his army. He was basically racing the Zerg back to his own base, but in the end, he couldn't win the race, and even if he got back, he would have gotten owned. So, yeah. He
would have got destroyed, and as soon as seeing what happens, he GG's out. He just completely kind of misplayed that at the end there. He just got absolutely ruined. There's no other way of putting it. Julia looking so convincing in game 1 right there, and Dre just, dear me.
Man, that is crazy. That is crazy. Julia. I mean, man, Julia's good, but I would not have gambled on Julia winning a whole qualifier here. That is quite impressive.
Well, that stop lurker thing right there is a really ballsy play.
Good. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Exactly. I really like that kind of thing, where a player just says, I'm just going to really go for the awesome play here, and just makes it work. And, there's a definite amount of credit and kudos points that goes along with that.
Mm-hmm. And if Julia does make it, by the way, he's going to be like the 3rd Polish Zerg qualified or something like that, because we've got South Park and we've got True Touch already, right? Wait, True Touch? Do we have True Touch?
We did, I'm sure we did. No, Technics.
Oh, Technics, not True Touch. Oh wait, never mind. So he might be the 2nd Polish Zerg.
Yeah.
That's alright. Pike will qualify and be the 3rd Polish Zerg. Yeah, go Pike.
Save you. Yeah. I can't imagine Pike wouldn't qualify.
Okay.
But yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna go to a quick break and then come back for game number 2.